Waves around you. These are the types of electromagnetic radiation or objects that produce different wavelength. Okay, can you fill in the waves graphic organizer rather, as we discuss the characteristics of the waves? So we have the properties of the waves and how does the wave undergo, and the two types of the wave and the examples of each types of the wave. Okay, and there are two types of waves: electromagnetic waves, mechanical waves, and we also have the properties, the amplitude, the wavelength, the frequency, the wave speed. Okay, and then we also have the waves can undergo refraction, reflection, diffractions, and interference. Electromagnetic waves do not need a medium, okay, in order the waves to travel. Okay, an example of these are the X-rays, the radio wave, infrared, radiation, microwaves, visible light, while the mechanical wave need a medium in order the waves to travel. Okay, example of these is the sounds, air, water, ropes, earthquakes, tsunamis, wave. And then the longitudinal and transverse wave can be also called as can be either called as mechanical waves. Okay, what are waves? Okay, waves are rhythmic disturbances that carries energy without carrying matter. Okay, so these are the examples of the different waves: waves in the remote control, tuning fork, and I think this is the sound wave, and this is the wave of the oceans. Okay, therefore, nature of waves. A wave is traveling disturbance. Okay. Number two, we have carries energy from one phase to another. And then, nature of the waves, we have vibration causes wave motion. And number four, waves travels through a medium. Again, there are types of waves: the mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves. When we say mechanical waves need matter to transfer energy. When we say medium, this is like an object. In order the waves of the mechanical rather can pass on it. Okay, example of these is an air, the water, particles, strings, solids, liquids, and gases. While electromagnetic waves do not need matter, okay, to transfer energy. They do not need a medium, but they can go through matter. Okay, take note, they don't need a matter para makapag-transfer ng energy, but they can pass through matter. Ibig sabihin, pwede silang makalusot sa matter, okay, such as air, water, and glass. Then mechanical waves needs matter, as I said, in the medium in order to transfer energy. Best example, again, the sound waves, ocean waves, the ripples in water, earthquakes, waves of people at the sporting event. Okay, these are the examples of the different mechanical waves. Ocean, playing in a rope, and then tuning fork, and human wave. Okay, those are the mechanical waves. Transverse waves is an energy that causes the matter in the medium to move up and down or back and forth at right angles to the direction of the wave travels. Best example is base examples of transverse waves are waves in water. Okay, take note, back and forth yung movement ng transverse wave. And then there are parts of the wave or a transverse wave. First, the highest point on the wave is we called crest. This one, the highest point of the wave is crest. And the lowest point of the wave is called trough. Okay? Trough po yan. Pati ito, trough po yan. Okay? And then in transverse waves class, we have wavelength is the horizontal distance either between the crest or troughs of two consecutive waves. Okay, pag dalawang magkasunod na wave class o crest to crest, ang tawag po dito na measurement is wavelength. Okay, ganun din po sa trough and trough. Pag dalawang consecutive na magkasunod, ang tawag po sa kanila ay wavelength. Now let's move to amplitude is the peak, okay? Peak or the greatest value, either the positive or negative of a wave. So the distance from the undisturbed level to the trough or the crest. From there to there is the amplitude, okay? From there to there is the amplitude of the trough. This one is the amplitude of the crest. The amplitude is the maximum displacement from the rest position. It is the height of the crest, okay, height of the crest, and the depth of the trough measure the normal undisturbed position. The wavelength is the distance between two consecutive crests or two successive troughs. Okay, always remember that. It also equals to the distance between any two identical points on successive waves. From there to there, pag measure mo yan, these are called as the wavelength. Same as sa baba, itong trough at yung trough dito, kung meron man siyang kasunod, wavelength din po iyan. Now, in frequency class, the number of crest or trough, sorry, this is trough, okay, that passes a point per second. This is equivalent to the number of complete waves generated per second, and frequency class can be measured using the terms hertz. If too much like this, pag madami pong ganito class, ang tawag po sa kanila frequency, as in dikit-dikit po. Frequency po ang tawag po doon sa kanila. Okay, let's move now to the speed of the wave is the distance moved by a wave in 1 second. Okay, from there to there. So ito yung speed. Okay, speed in 1 second. So since the wave crest travels a distance of one wavelength in one period, the wave speed. Ibig sabihin from here, you move yung tali. So, the speed is quite, pwede siyang mabilis, pwede siyang mabagal. Depende po kung papaano ang energy level po dito sa dulo nag-create para makapag-produce ng isang wave o speed ng isang bagay. Okay, ito po yung example ng ocean wave is the example of mechanical transverse wave. Okay, ito po yung mga halimbawa. Okay. Copy nyo po ito and paki-drawing po sa inyong science notebook. Let's move now to compressional wave, or we call it longitudinal wave. A mechanical wave in which matter in the medium moves forward and backward along the same direction that the wave travels. Okay? Ganito pong itsura ng compressional wave. Very common to sa sound waves. Okay? Back and forth or forward and backward ang movement ng mga particles during the compressional wave. For example, you are using the spring coil, okay? Back and forth po yan, back and forth. Okay? Now let's move now to the parts of compressional wave. This part is called compression, means particles are crowded together. Okay? And then this part is called as rarefaction, means particles are spread apart. Okay? And then from this rarefaction to rarefaction, ang tawag po nito niyan is wavelength because rarefaction in a compressional wave. Pag sinabi namang compressional to compressional, wavelength din po ang tawag. Let's move now to the surface of waves. Waves in which particles of a medium undergo a circular motion. Best example is that you are playing or you're playing a water na sa loob ng basin, and then tinap mo yung center, and then it would create a circular motion. Ibig sabihin, yung upper surface lang yung magke-create ng circular motion, pero yung ilalim hindi, because in a surface wave, surface nga 'di ba ang tawag, it is the only the particles at the surface area of the medium that undergo the circular motion. So the motion of particles tend to decrease as one proceeds farther from the surface. Okay, this is an example of surface wave. Okay, kung titignan po natin, yung sa taas lang po, yung surface area lang po ang may wave. Pero pagdating sa baba o sa bottom, wala. Yun po ang example ng surface wave. And then waves in which particles of the medium move on a direction perpendicular to the direction that the wave moves. So the particle during motion of this transverse wave is perpendicular sila. Okay, from there to there. Perpendicular po ang movement o motion ng isang transverse wave. Okay, electromagnetic wave, as I said, do not need matter to transfer energy. Best example are the radiation, TV, radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, lasers, energy from the sun, and visible light. Bakit sila electromagnetic waves? Kasi hindi na po kailangan nila ng ibang objects para makapag-transfer ng wave. So automatic, if you use the gadgets or device o kaya TV, automatic, they produce radiation or electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves are considered transverse wave because they have similar characteristics, therefore they have the same parts. Electromagnetic spectrum class illustrate the range of wavelengths and frequencies of electromagnetic waves. Okay, ito po yung halimbawa ng electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, kung titignan po natin, the more na mas tikit-tikit yung wavelength, the more na mas hazard or mas delikado. Okay, take note those example of electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, we also have this one. Okay, and this one. Thank you. That's it. That's all. Thank you.